because they went against what you believe in?
Uh, Judging from my resume, I haven't turned down much. The thing that I want people to understand is a lot of the smaller movies that you see me in uh, probably was a friend of mine or a producer who hired me when I had no money, or they come highly recommended. I've been offered some different types of roles that I didn't take. I did a TV series where they wanted me to play the neighborhood coon, and I walked off of that. But most of the time, when I read a script, if I like it, I do it.
Yeah, cause like who the fuck wanna project that image? Cause I don't lie, when people play a movie role, if we being honest, we think of that person in real life how the character they played, you know. So it really, yeah, who the fuck wanna do
No,
that?
I don't let my when you get to a certain level, when you get to my level and above, your agents kind of tell you what to do, and I don't let anybody tell me what to do. I'm I've worked my ass off, and I do what I want to do. Sometimes, like, say for instance, I'm going to speak on this movie because I caught a lot of flack for doing this movie. Women that aren't loosed. Now, how I got that role, and please, everybody that's listening, understand, I never read that script. Reuben Cannon, who put me in Selma, Lord Selma, he put me in Buffalo.
I just wanna say the truth is coming to light with all this shit. All this shit been done in the dark. But done in the dark must come to light. Yeah. That's just the universal rules. Now everything is getting exposed.
Soldiers, and he put me in Why Do Fools Fall in Love. He called me on a Thursday and said, "Hey, Cliff, I need you tomorrow for this role. My main actor dropped out. I need you." And I came in because that's one of my partners. And he hired me when I had nothing. He saw the talent. And so when I read the script, when I got to the set, and when I read the part about the little girl, I made them restructure that. I said, I don't think it's necessary for me to have to touch that little girl. Let's just close the door and we hear, maybe her scream or something. I'm not doing that.
For a fact. For a fact.
On the flip side, I wouldn't have taken that role if I read the script, because I have a daughter and I know how that is perceived. But after we did the movie, we
First of all, these motherfuckers be weird, dog. Like these motherfuckers that create these movies and do this, they be weird as hell.
around to a lot
For
of
real.
places and had panel discussions to help women who have been physically, mentally, and spiritually abused. So something good came out of that, but that's not a role I would have picked for myself.
So they wanted you to play a neighborhood coon. Tell me more about that.
It was a TV series. It's a TV series called Simon on the WB. I think it was the WB network. I can't remember. But the week before the show came out, they was scanning all the new shows. And in the Ebony Junior magazine, they said Clifton Powell starring as the neighborhood coon in a new TV show called Simon. And so when I got there and they wanted me to do some coonish type things, I said I wasn't going to do it. So I met with the big white guy who ran the show and had about 7 shows on. And he basically said, I bet you will do this. He said, I bet you would do this movie if it was a William freaking movie. I said, I bet you I wouldn't. And I think I was fired before I even left my seat. But they still had to pay me $70,000 for the 7 episodes. But I would have never taken that role for myself.
I know when I interviewed Fraser Starr, he told
A man with integrity is a dangerous man, bro. In today's time, what?
he turned down a role in The Wire because they wanted him to kiss a man.
I got a audition maybe a year ago for Mr. Black. I don't think he read the script. So I read the script and I called him. I said, this guy, the gangster, he has this guy named Raphael or somebody hanging around the bar all the time. I said, who is that guy? So he called Cassie and he said, well, they kind of like lovers. I'm like, that's not gonna work out. I'm not homophobic. I've gotten a lot of flack for saying something in the heat of the moment. I'm not homophobic. But I have no problems with transgender people or gay people.
They trying to push the agenda. You already know what it is. They trying to cut off. They trying to stop procreation. They trying to push the agenda. And then motherfuckers is exposing this shit. I've been realized, I'm like, yo, cause I used to have Netflix. It was this one time I logged on Netflix. I kid y'all not, bro. Every time you log on, it's some gay shit on the fucking movies, my nigga. Like every time you log on, you just gonna scroll past a movie to where it's like you see a nigga kissing a nigga, and then it's like, bro, like if it is some shit like that in the movie, cool. not cool, but just say if they do add it, right? Why the fuck is it the main title? Like, why the fuck is it the thumbnail? You feel what I'm saying? Why is it the main thing the motherfuckers is scrolling past seeing? It's because they trying to push the image. They trying to get you used to seeing shit like that. They trying to normalize this shit so they could wipe out races, so they could get rid of motherfucking generations, nigga. Fact.
What color they are. I have no color, no problems with, I'm not sexist or racist or any of that. But I have boundaries for me as a person, which makes me uncomfortable or comfortable that I just don't cross. And it's not militant. It's just that certain things I'm just not comfortable with. I'm a heterosexual man. I'm not comfortable with kissing a man, whether I got to do it for a role. I commend actors who can handle that inside of their psyche. I'm not wired that way. And that's just me. And I know that, like I played a few roles where, like Sybil Brand, where I had to kind of be brutal with women. I would never take one of those roles again. And I enjoyed that movie, but that guy was brutal, but that's not something I would seek out for myself now.
I mean, you've been doing movies.
We gotta be aware of what images we are pushing to the community, what images we are promoting, because when kids that look like you are watching these movies, you gotta think about, okay, what image are they seeing a older, quote unquote, black man as, and what image do I want to project? They trying to project that gay black man, so they could project that image, so they could stop your ass from having sex with the right gender. You feel me? So they could promote fucking the erasing of your race. Like, they could promote that shit.
Decades. I mean, why would they offer you something like that at this point in your career?
I don't think they think. Well, this guy was the guy was a gangster. So after you see me play Cuddy, I became like the number one go-to gangster guy in Hollywood. But there's certain boundaries that I have. I've never seen a gay gangster, but I'm sure they have been. There was a guy out of DC named Wayne Perry who was bisexual. He was a gangster, biggest killer in DC. I just read about him. I wouldn't play him because there's a scene where one guy walks in and sees him having sex with a man, and I'm not doing it. But they may come and say, man, but we needed a guy that's rough and tough and can play those rough and tough roles. I'm like,
nah, why are you trying to promote that image and that image at the same time? These motherfuckers is weird, yo. Like, think about it, bruh. They really want to promote this shit, yo. They really want to get rid of y'all ass. Our ass. That shit is crazy.
Not doing that. That's just me, So I don't necessarily
that shit with the rap shit, like, they got them niggas bending over. You hear me? So they got them niggas used to that shit. Don't try to...
Something I don't like it. I don't give it a second thought. Just say I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. I seen an interview with Sean Branch where, he told a story about how he walked in on Wayne Perry with a man. So, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Who the fuck is Wayne Perry?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the actor on Front.
Biggest killers in DC. It don't line up for me, but I can't. I don't get into people's sexual life. Like I don't have a problem with people announcing that they come out. I think your personal, intimate sexual life is your personal business. It's like most people don't know my story because I haven't told my story. Some of it is not for the public. I put it in my book, and when you write a book, you can edit what you want to go in and what you don't want to go in. But you never, even if I was gay, I wouldn't come out and just say, "Hey, hi, I'm Clifton," and just want to come out. That's your personal business. That's what I think.
For a fact.
And whatever people think about that, I don't really care. I think your personal, intimate, sexual life is your personal business, not to be broadcast to the world.
So why are they trying to broadcast it so much within these characters? It's an agenda. Alright? Are y'all falling for the agenda? Listen, know thyself. In a society that pushes the lack of knowledge of thyself.